Hey, I'm Lon Buckler. I'm with Peachtree Positive. Peachtree Positive is a show about the positive news that's here in Peachtree Corners. As you know, this city is on the trending edge of taking over, and Peachtree Positive is going to show you all the great things of Peachtree Corners, Georgia.
And welcome back to Peachtree Positive. Today we get our second segment with Nanolumens, and we will be interviewing the CTO of the company for a little bit more of the nuts and bolts behind their technology. So we're here with Gary Feather, the CTO of Nanolumens Display Solutions.
Hi, Sam. How's everything going today?
Going well. Thanks for joining us today.
You bet.
Good morning, Gary, and we're standing in this beautiful showroom here in Peachtree Corners at the company called Nanolumens. And could you please give us some simple explanation about this wonderful technology we're looking at and surrounded by here in the showroom?
Well, I think simple is probably the objective. This is very simple. We take light-emitting diodes, put them in the right color at the right time. They make light so you can see all the pixels that make beautiful pictures.
You say light-emitting diodes, just for everybody else who doesn't know, that's what LED stands for, by the way. So I did some research on you, and I listened to a little bit of your speeches back from 2015. We've come a long way from 2015. Y'all were working with trying to curve screens at a pitch of 2.5 millimeters. Where are we now in 2018?
We look at any size, any shape with regard to trying to put together a display that really empowers the promoter of the display to get their message across. And a display, whether it's used at a store in a retail outlet or it's used in a movie theater, the whole point is to create an experience for the consumer. And our goal is to create those experiences in all the different venues that you see.
And there are so many different applications for your product. Do you have a favorite?
I think entertainment is my favorite because I think it's the new emerging item. And as Sam mentioned, as we look at where technology moves, I think we all enjoy seeing things, but we enjoy being pulled into an image, and that the image is exciting and something that's really captivating. And while advertising is important, and it is interesting, and it gives us information that we need to make decisions and others, entertainment really gets our adrenaline going, gets us excited about the products. So I'm looking for the excitement we can create in the entertainment industry when I look at the future.
And I've heard you before in the past, you've said, you use the word communicate. These screens can communicate. What's that mean?
Well, it's pretty simple. We've all heard the expression, a picture's worth 1,000 words. Do you want to look at a picture, or do you want to listen to me drone on for 1,000 words, right?
You know what, you've kind of messed me up with my argument when it comes to going to sporting events with my husband, because traditionally my argument has been I could see it much more clearly and listen to it better at home in the comfort of my own home on my sofa. But now you have these gigantic screens at the sporting venues themselves, and no one misses a thing when they're there any longer.
No, and the large screen isn't there just to be big. It's to give you the experience as if you are at the event.
Would it be almost accurate to say you guys are like landscape architectures with these display screens a little bit?
Well, I would say it goes more than just landscape. It goes to, in your home, you look out a window and you have an experience. So we all care about the view that we're going to have when we buy a home or rent an apartment. Right. When you look out, you see something that gives you either comfort or peace or relaxation. This allows you to take a wall and turn it into a window to the world you want to see.
We talked to Mr. Cope about how these screens are actually interactive. Would you care to give us a little bit of detail about that capability?
Sure. Each of us, as we communicate, look at each other. When I'm looking at a person, what they're thinking. Are they bored? Are they interested? Are they happy? Are they sad? Is it time to walk away? If I'm going to give you information and display, isn't it maybe my responsibility to make sure I'm actually trying to understand whether you care? So if a display is on a wall and you just walk by it, obviously you don't care. If you pause, then there's some interest. Well, then maybe I can be attentive to what your needs are. If you redirect and stare at it, well, obviously now you're engaging. So I can go from showing general images to very specific images. Try to make the technology be a part of what your objectives are as an individual and extend those capabilities. I think many of us, you can put that in a simple sense of, if all I'm doing is scanning channels, looking for stuff, why am I doing that? Why doesn't the television know what I've watched in the past, what I'm interested in, and show me the things that I care about? Isn't that a better experience?
Over the years with Nanolumens, you came from an operations standpoint, and now you're at the CTO position. So
That's correct.
You've seen a lot of what goes on from installation and working directly with the end user, and now you're on the technology side.
Right.
When these users come to you, the consumers come to you, are they already visualizing what they want in their space, or do you guys have to really walk them through it because it's so new?
It is new, and for a consumer buying a commercial industrial display, whether you're a retail outlet or others, if you haven't bought them before, you don't know. So the questions you're going to ask should be, how is this going to help me? Start with the very first subject. What do I think I want to accomplish? What am I hoping that this can lead to? And we listen to the customer. We try to understand then their physical venue, and we try to understand their customer with what they're trying to do. And it starts with basically a napkin. Somebody just sketches out, this is kind of what I think I want. And then we work with you through questions and answers to walk through the items that help us get you honed into the solution. From our perspective at this time, any solution is possible. Okay. And why shouldn't we make the solution that's best personalized and fits for your particular needs?
And it certainly sounds, Sam, doesn't it, like there's a lot of customization and personalization with each and every client you deal with. Is there a typical turnaround time from conception, you know, that scratching on the napkin, to actual implementation?
Well, for commercial industrial displays, most of these end up being construction projects because you're going to hang it from a mall or put it on a wall. So there is the normal time that requires, whether you're doing a display or just doing a remodel job in an area, it's going to take that amount of time. But from the perspective of working with the customer, usually in a couple of weeks we can get definition clear with the customers. Then we can put drawings together that confirm in detail exactly what they wanted and make sure they confirm that that's right. And from that point, this is not an inventory business. We tend to manufacture products when people want them. So there's a normal turnaround time of about a month to get the product in, and then from that product perspective, you then set up time for installations and then install the product and complete it. So you're typically in a cycle of a couple of months.
Jumping off from there, you ended with installation there. So it's installation and then you're hands off, and the deal's done and you don't have to worry about it again.
Well, from our perspective, we own these displays. We're interested in the ownership in that they are part of us and our company. So our commitment to displays is long-term. We have a warranty on our product that's 6 years, but it goes beyond that. We would see our displays in public spaces all the time, and you would want your display to look as good today as it looked a year ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Sure. So to instill that, rather than having people out looking at displays all the time to confirm they're right or waiting for a customer to say something doesn't look right, we have a monitoring system that monitors our displays after they're installed. That allows us to look at the quality and the performance and the operation of the display continuously. And literally the display phone's home. If a problem occurs, it sends out something and says, I'm getting warmer than I think I'm supposed to be. Yeah. Or, you know, right now the power has changed, something is different. So that gives us an alert. Then we can actually talk to the display through the cloud and find out what's going on with the display. It may be nothing or it may be something, but that's the first flag to know that long before a user detects any issues with the display. And it allows us to do any updates and software or changes if we want to the operation of the display in support of that. So our commitment to display lasts throughout that.
Isn't it amazing how technology allows you to do all of that remotely today? It's incredible.
It's great. Gary, you came from Sharp. Sharp had its own name, its own brand, and then you came over to Nanolumens, which was kind of still coming up. How was that transition for you, and what's it like coming to a company from a large company like Sharp to a smaller growing company like Nanolumens?
Well, the big difference is you move to take ownership of the company. At a large company, you're providing a service and a function, and you're fairly focused. Even if you're in a position of big responsibility, you still are a small cog in the whole system. You know, at Nanolumens, all our employees are empowered. everybody is critically important to the solutions we make.
And I thank you so much for spending time with us.
Thank you. Appreciate
taking
that.
the time out of
Appreciate
your
that,
busy
Sam.
schedule. It was such a pleasure getting
Thank
to
you.
know you. Thank you.
You bet.
Thanks, Gary. This has been Sam Hoover.
This has been Patrizia Mauti. Tune in next time on Peachtree Positive.
Thank you for watching.